My E36 has come such a long way, but of course we ran into another E36 common issue, or probably honestly a pretty common BMW issue. So I'm going to be going over attempting to fix that, and also in today's video we are going to be modernizing the interior and doing something I've been wanting to do for the BMW since I pretty much bought the car. Good morning, welcome back to another E36 video. So we have gradually been fixing this thing on the channel, slowly but slowly turning it from a grandma spec into pretty much what it is now. I mean, if you guys haven't watched the build videos of this, I'll put up a screenshot here for you, but definitely check those videos out as well, because we've turned this thing from again, just a completely bone stock E36 323i to what it is now, and it just looks absolutely endless. Today, the whole reason why we're making this, so last video we kind of found out the limp mode issue as well. So if you guys watched that previous video, that's the reason why my BMW is going into limp mode. It might be helpful for you as well if you have a BMW that's also in limp mode. For me, it came down to the ECU, but I did a lot of other tests that might be your issue too. So definitely helpful and informative for you guys to watch. So now we've gone for an upgraded DME or ECU. So it's running on 98 octane. Down the road, I want to do headers and exhaust, and I think that would just free it up and give us another 10 horsepower. And I think this thing should just be nice. Today, we have a bad idle. I'll show you guys exactly what I mean by the bad idle. It's pretty choppy, and it gets worse when it heats up as well. So the idle just, at one point, it doesn't even hold idle, and then the car dies. I looked around the car, I thought it was the idle control valve. I cleaned that and it wasn't the issue. It just kind of got worse over time. And it turned out to be a clogged CCV or PCV, which is this here. A clogged one of these can just really mess up the airflow on the car. So that's what's been happening, and it's just been clogged and the car's just going crazy and stalling. So we got a new one. Pull out the old one and I'll show you guys that as well, just how badly and clogged that is as well. I didn't genuinely miss driving this car, and it's so fun. It's been off the road for about a week and I just miss driving it. So today we're going to get it idling right by changing out our PCV or CCV. And if we have enough time, I did get us a single DIN head unit as well. So I'll show you that one as well. So it's I know we had just this old one in there, pretty outdated. There's like no Bluetooth, nothing, just a USB port. It's just like, I don't know. So I'm going to replace this and put the single DIN Apple CarPlay head unit in here. It's going to keep that retro look to it, so we're going to still have the single DIN inside, but at least we're going to have now wireless Apple CarPlay and Android as well. So that's going to be sick. I'm going to be able to display my maps, have my Spotify music, and it's going to be just so much better in the E36 just for the livability with the car. Show you what we need to exactly remove. And that is everything along this side, with most likely the throttle body as well. This is super simple. You just have two bolts here, it kind of slides out. This, you disconnect the airflow meter. That's connected to the two throttle bodies. This one's ABS, and this one's not ABS, but traction control. And then this one's your main throttle control. Disconnect that, and then we should have a clean area to kind of just pull out. Just in there, you can see the old one there. So that's one hose connected to it. That goes down there, and then you have one alongside the bottom side, the dipstick, which is hard to see from here, but it is connected to the dipstick as well. So two hoses and then one connected to inside the intake as well. So let's remove everything along here. So intake, airflow meter, air intake boots out. Now all that's left is for the traction control, throttle, and actual throttle body. So these are pretty simple. You got some Allen keys here. I think this one only just has two. And there's four 10mm sockets on those ones. And then this one we'll move it aside. And then it'll give us access to kind of remove everything that we need to from there without taking off these hoses. Throttle body is disconnected as well. Move that aside too somewhere, and that's just the bracket that goes above it. I always leave the bolts just in it, just so I kind of remember what goes where as well. So we'll move this, we'll put that aside, we'll lift this up as well. Right, I removed the hose that's connected to, I believe, the Vanos. So you guys can see, even just from here, there's a lot of, you guys can see if it focuses, all that It's just that, I don't know, grainy, rocky oil that's just been built up and clogging this CCV valve. That is our biggest culprit. Now, the most annoying thing is trying to take that. It's just super annoying trying to take that damn thing out. But I'll figure it out. So I'll figure it out. Next, you guys will see the clip with me removing this damn thing. And it's out, just like that. So that was pretty easy. You guys can already see how glunked up it is. Let me try to pull it out and show you guys. There we go. It was a bit of fiddling around, but I got it out. And yeah, you can kind of just see in there how clogged up it is. Yeah, you guys can see. It's pretty clogged up and messy compared to our new one. And this is our new one, so our new CCV, which is a lot cleaner. So it's not glunked up in there. It's just gonna flow a lot better, and it's gonna make the car breathe properly and how it should, and not idle bad and pretty much stall when it lumps as well. So this is gonna be hopefully our fix. So we'll pretty much install it, rinse and repeat. I kind of just feed it through here again, bolt it up across the rubber grommet, and then dipstick, hose to dipstick, and then hose to, where is it? I'm a bit blind. Vanos. And then we'll give the E36 a quick start up and see if this was actually the cause of our whole issue, which I'm praying to God, because the other one was pretty clogged up. So I'm hoping this was the reason. Put it in and test it out and see. Hopefully we have a working E36 after this. All right, so everything is done and back together. So we've kind of cleaned up everything, put everything back together on this side. The new hoses and everything is connected. The new CCV is also in, so it's all there. And our new hose down to the actual dipstick is also in. So now all that's left for us to check, pretty much to start the E36 and see if that's resolved the issues. Let's give it a start and see if we finally fix the E36 and we can finally take it out for a drive and enjoy the damn thing. Now this is the whole reason why it was idling bad, and then I could finally enjoy driving the E36 again. So let's go, fingers crossed guys. So far, honestly, a lot healthier. That initial startup, it never even started up like that. It's pretty damn smooth. I think that was it. Oh man, thank God. Besides one of the low beam lights not working, the E36 is finally fixed. I can finally say that we resolved all the little gremlins, except for the low beam light, that it's back and I can finally drive it. ECU fixed, limp mode fixed, air leak fixed, cleaned the throttle, cleaned the idle control valve. We've pretty much gone over everything that we could with this, checked all the fuses, checked everything in this car, and I can finally say the E36 is back. And there we have it. I brought it out somewhere with just a bit better downlight as well. And this is how it sounds now. Completely smooth, exactly how it should be. What I had to do to kind of narrow down the issue, find out how I knew it was the CCV faulty problem, was I went through all of the intake sites, or removed, not even so much removed it, but I went over it with a throttle cleaner, spraying everywhere to check for any air leak. And honestly, I couldn't find any air leaks. So I've been spraying and spraying, and I was just scratching my head like, what the hell? Where is this air leak coming from if it is an air leak? Then I slowly went down this hose and around down there to even inside, where it would suck up the throttle cleaner and it would actually clean the idle up. And once the bad idle cleans up, then you know where your issue is. So that's exactly what I did. More of a fixing series than a building series, but now we've gone over pretty much all the small gremlins. We can get into the build side of the whole E36. Yeah, again, all that's left, single DIN head unit, which I can't wait to do. And then we're gonna do a variable exhaust as well. So that's gonna be fun. Then we're gonna do headers and just kind of get the most out of the tuned ECU. So we're just gonna try to push out as most power as we can out of the stock M52 engine for now. We have our WRX, which we're going to try to push out a bit more power to. So we're just going to do all the fun basic bolt-ons, top mount. We're going to do the charge pipe, down pipe, and cob tune, and just everything that we need to do. So cold intake as well, which I can't wait, because with the cold air intake, you guys know how much better these cars just sound than they just open up. So I can't wait to do that video. We'll put it on the dyno tune, see what power figures stock makes and what the new figures make, and we'll go do a track day in this car as well. And we'll probably do a mountain pass POV drive in this car as well with all the new parts that we've installed. So welcome to day 2 of the E36 build. Yesterday we fixed and resolved the bad idle issue, and it was a CCV. So that's all done and sorted. E36 is perfect now mechanically, and all we are doing today is just to add to that, you know, that creature comforts, I guess you could say, is we are installing our new single DIN head units. All right, so this is our old one. I never use it, to be honest. It does work, but I've never used it because it's just a CD player and there's no actual Bluetooth connection. I mean, it has aux cord, but it's just super old and super outdated. I don't know, it's probably been in the car since the 90s. We're going to be removing this one and installing our new Apple CarPlay version as well. So it's going to be touchscreen. It's going to be modern. Everything's wireless. I believe it's going to fit perfectly, but we're gonna have to find out. I don't think we're gonna need a surround. I think it's just gonna slide in perfect. If we do, I might have to, you know, also find the surround. Let's get to the first part and let's uninstall our old one. All right, so main face is out. I got the tempting out. All right, let's check the harness behind it. Okay, what I'll do is I'll inspect it and just make sure that I have everything right. So we got our harness. We needed this. This was the only thing that was kind of stopping us from being able to connect the iOS pretty much harness to the BMW harness. So we bought this as well. It's like an APP 021. What we got to do is go back and pretty much connect everything. It should just be plug and play. Hopefully we'll pretty much tidy everything up and put it back in, but let's just head back and see if this is exactly what we need. This is going to connect into our OEM harness to the back of our new Apple CarPlay head unit. So I don't know if you guys can see, but gives just a display, OEM head unit, factory socket, so that goes into the factory harness, iOS to the back of our new single DIN head unit for our E36. Let me show you, I guess, better example. This is where our new harness is going to go into. So ours is a 7-pin, so that's where we're going to be connecting our end. And whoever done this prior, yeah, they didn't have harnesses back then, so they did it the hard way, where you match all the wires and clamp them together. And that's the harder way. That's the way that you would have to do if we didn't have this harness, which was already pre-done for us. So yeah, this is a lifesaver. So I'm just going to disconnect that one, connect our new one in. This one's for radio, which we'll never be using, so I'm just going to tuck that away somewhere. Disconnect that one, put our new harness in, and then connect it to the back of our unit, which is back there. So we have everything connected now. That's our new harness that goes into our factory BMW harness, and honestly, this made it so much easier. Otherwise, we would have to be doing what this guy did. Give it a start, and let's test it. Let's see if everything's working before we actually go secure everything up as well. All right, so everything's connected. I just put it in there just as a dummy. Let's start the car and let's see if it starts up. Straight away, everything's working, and now the E36 has Apple CarPlay. How sick is that? Here we go. I fit it in perfectly, so it fits pretty damn perfect, like it was made for it. And I can show you guys the Apple CarPlay. So here we go. I mean, you have your Spotify, Waze, everything works perfectly. It was only just like an $80 unit as well, you know what I mean? Like, you can just completely modernize the interior of the E36 now too, and just looks so damn sick. That is so cool. I think this is one of the coolest touches I've done to the E36 for sure. Now that I can finally listen to music as well, I think that's so sick. And it was so simple too. I thought it was going to be harder than what it was, but it was actually so simple. Again, you know, all you guys got to do is just get this harness, which goes into your factory one, which they've all done the work for you, so you can run the Apple CarPlay. You just got to get the right DIN. I think mine was a 6.7 inch, so close to 7, and it fits pretty perfect. Show you guys the fitment. It's pretty damn perfect. And we have our music righted. Alright, that's enough. Don't want to get copyrighted, but the E36 now has Apple CarPlay and it's wireless. That is, I can't believe it. That's so sick. It's going to be a wrap for today's video. So the E36 build and fix project is pretty much on its way now. So we've again fixed everything mechanically wise. We've got, again, check out the other videos. We've done coilovers, wheels, tires, bumpers, rolled the guards, lowered the car, We've gone for a tuned ECU, we've cleaned the ICC valve, we've checked over every freaking nick and cranny on this car, every fuse. Well, we fixed the lumpy idle issue, which I'm so happy I can drive the car again. It's been 2 weeks of just missing driving this car, and I can't wait to go take it out for a mountain pass toge drive as well, and just enjoy cruising in it again, because I genuinely just miss this car and how comfortable it is. So we've fixed the idle, so it came down to the CCV again. Hopefully it was informative for you. To end it with cherry on top, the E36 now has been brought into 2026 with the wireless Apple CarPlay as well. I'm just going to enjoy that, just cruising around, listening to music, using my maps, and it's just going to look so cool and it fits perfectly. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun and it was very successful. Everything kind of just worked out as it should, very rarely when you work on cars. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. Leaving a like and subscribe will mean the world, and I'll catch you guys in a future video. Peace.